hold yourself to a higher standard. And while you might be tempted to, watch the childish entertainment stuff,
like PSR,
just remember who you're supporting. That's all. That's all.
Well, thanks guys for tuning in. I will see you guys next Wednesday.
Welcome to the PSR YouTube channel. I love YouTube. YouTube's awesome. It's awesome. You should become a YouTube creator. Totally. This video will get monetized. Yes.
Whoa, yeah. We're having lots of family fun now. Whoa, yeah. None of these are real guns now. Whoa, yeah. Also got a Patreon, the link is in description. Got some merch too, yeah, you know you wanna get some.
Thank you for being patient. I think we've stroked the algorithm enough for today. The video starts in 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of PSR. As always, it's a joy to have you with me. Today, I'm going to do a little response video to Lucas Botkin's call out of me on his podcast and live stream. But first, before we get into it, I got to thank the channel sponsor for PSR, and that is Aves Engineering. If you are doing some DIY fun glizzy projects, which of course no one would ever do if you're watching this channel especially, Aves has got you covered for that. And they also got some really great Mac stuff. So if you're looking to get railed, Aves is the one to do it. Never use the code PSR for 10% off your entire order from Aves Rails. Thanks again to Aves for sponsoring this channel. So last Wednesday I was visiting my family on vacation, and I got a DM from a couple of my followers on Instagram who sent me a screenshot of a thumbnail for an upcoming video on Lucas Botkin's T-Rex Arms channel. So I was like, I'll check it out. So I saw the thumbnail and it's just me with the pink Glock, the meme that kind of went viral of me shooting the pink Glock. And it was a video about what's wrong with the gun industry's marketing, which is interesting. So I was like, I'll have to check that out when it comes out and just, see what it's all about. I don't think that he's putting me in this video on the thumbnail as a, hey, this is exactly what you want to do. Because I'm pretty familiar with some of Lucas Botkin's opinions. He's a very opinionated dude. I was thinking, you know what, probably not going to be a positive take on my content and what I do. I just want to respond to some of the stuff that was said in the video because I feel like it's probably important for me to, put out my thoughts on it. If you want to listen to it, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. I just thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about it and give you my perspective. Now, I'm not going to cover everything that Lucas talked about in the video. If you want to check it out, go right ahead, watch that video. Leave a comment on it because the comment section's a lot of fun to read. He kind of was pretty vague at times, but then also called out some other content creators more specifically, including myself. So if you're not familiar with Lucas Botkin, he's got a YouTube channel. He's been a YouTuber for a while, and he also makes holsters, T-Rex Arms holsters. Actually, I do have some T-Rex Arms products. Not gonna talk smack on his business that he's built or anything like that. He's been pretty successful, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really watch Lucas's content, not because I'm trying to boycott it or anything like that, but I'm just not too interested in it. I have watched some videos on the T-Rex Arms channel. I've certainly watched a lot of Isaac's content, who has the T-Rex Labs channel. I find that to be a lot more interesting, a lot more engaging, and not quite so polarizing at times. So shouts out to Isaac, I like your content. So to summarize the video, Lucas and one of the T-Rex Arms marketing guys, who's a former cop, talk a lot about what their standards are for marketing and what's wrong with the gun industry's marketing, and criticizing some of the content creators for what they've been doing and what they've been putting out. Basically saying that a lot of this content is creating the perception from the outside looking in at the Second Amendment space as debaucherous or not virtuous, and there's a lot of problems with having entertainment as a part of the Second Amendment content space, having, silly stuff like breast implants, which is some that Garand Thumb did. He ballistically tested breast implants. And obviously referring to some of the stuff I've done, not specifically. They talked, I think, a little bit about Tim Kennedy. They talked about Kalashnikov USA and Bonnie and Rotten. But one of the things Lucas said in the video that he wasn't gonna mention anyone by name, which is kind of funny because at the end, he kind of like threw in a last little jab.
PSR.
Just remember who you're supporting.
Which I think is funny because he kind of contradicted himself a little bit. So that was what the video is about. There are some funny moments in it.
It's super easy to just trip and fall and stick a suppressor up your buddy's butt.
If you look at the comments or read the comments, it's overwhelmingly critical of Lucas's points and Lucas's stance, and a lot of support thrown in my direction, which I really appreciate. This is my bottom line, guys. I'm never gonna tell anyone else how they should make their content. I'm never gonna tell you what you shouldn't watch and what you should watch. That is up to you. I don't sit here from a moral high ground point of view. I do not sit here thinking that my morals are better than yours, or that my morals are worse than yours, or that somehow I have control over you. I don't have control over you, and I don't have control over Lucas, and I don't want control over any of it. I don't want to preach my holy opinion about what you shouldn't and should consume, or about what others should and shouldn't create. So when it comes to my content, guys, I think one of the reasons why you guys watch is you enjoy the entertainment aspect. I've always wanted there to be a fun, lighthearted element to my videos. I don't want it to be too serious. Have I made serious videos or more serious videos? Yeah, for sure. I mean, the FGC9 video talking about the use of it in Myanmar, I think that's a pretty serious video. I have a variety of tones when it comes to how I present my stuff. A lot of it is silly, a lot of it is fun, a lot of it is more entertaining and more comedic than, let's say, Lucas's videos, which is fine. And there's a time and place for all of that content, in my opinion. Great thing about the world, there's tons of things for us to consume. There's tons of people for us to meet. That's the beauty of the world, in my opinion. When there's just one flavor of something and nothing else to choose from, it's pretty fucking boring, guys. And I think specifically one of my videos, or at least a couple of them that may have triggered this response or this shout out from Lucas, which I am very appreciative, by the way, because Lucas shouting me out definitely didn't hurt my subscriber count or hurt the amount of attention that I got. So I do thank you for giving me the clout, Lucas. That's very nice of you. So what might he be talking about when he's talking about the silly content? Well, he's probably referring to the 3 videos, guys. I've put 3 videos out that were sponsored by Adam and Eve. Yes, they're a sex toy company. I get why someone like Lucas would find that to be debaucherous or not morally right. That's up to him to have that opinion. I personally don't think it's wrong, but if he thinks it's wrong, that's totally fine. And if you think it's wrong, that's totally fine. I've put 3 videos out like that. The rest of my videos, I have over 91 videos on this channel, plus all of the other content that I had to remove that's on Odyssey, etc. Easily over 100 videos that are PSR videos. 3 of them, guys, are the Adam and Eve videos. If you want to just label me as now the sex toy peddler or whatever the fuck it is that you want to label me as, that's fine. I don't have a problem saying fuck. Definitely more PG-13 kind of content on this channel than other channels. And I think most of the demographic that watches my stuff is in the 24 to 35 age group. If you can't take the joke, that's fine. If you don't find it funny, that's totally fine. If you don't want to click on those videos, watch a different video of mine, or don't watch it at all. That's the beauty of having the choice, right? We like to have choices. What's the opposite of that? Well, that's just one choice that you're fed. And it sounds pretty authoritarian to me. This is the content you should watch, and that's it. Everything else is debaucherous, and we don't believe it has a place on YouTube. Lucas didn't ever say that, yes, we should remove this content from YouTube, but I think it's pretty clear from where he stands that he is not a fan of it. He has the right to have that opinion. I want to get people interested in this hobby, especially 3D printing, but not just 3D printing, but having fun and shooting guns. And yes, guns are for taking life and protecting life. A very serious thing, of course, but does that mean that every time you pick up a gun has to be about a training for a protecting your life situation? No. I believe that guns can be used to have fun, which is just a crazy concept, in a safe way. I get a lot of joy out of trying new firearms. I get a lot of joy out of building firearms. That's like something that I really love. So if I can show people how fun it is to shoot a gun that you've made, or just to shoot a gun in general in a fun and engaging way, then I'm going to do that. And I think maybe a lot of potential new gun owners are pretty intimidated and or turned off by some of the content that Lucas puts out. Now, some people might love it. I think that stuff, the kind of more macho run and gun fast training stuff, it obviously has its place, but for some new gun owners, that's going to be a little bit of a turnoff. And just like for some gun owners, maybe watching me shoot the fleshlight is going to be a turnoff. And that's the beauty of everyone is a different person. Everyone has a different place that they're coming from. Do I think that Lucas's content has no place on YouTube or anything? No, not at all. Totally support people who want to go watch it, or support him or his holster company. It's fine. But I also think there's a place for people who want to just enjoy some fun content and me goofing off, or me shooting a 3D printed gun that I made, or poking fun at the HK engineers, or whatever it is. You know, there's definitely some notable sound bites from the video.
And that's something that I believe is actually a much worse problem, because the average person who doesn't understand firearms is going to see that, and that's how they're going to view firearms. That's going to be the paradigm by which they view firearms, is for that crazy, entertaining, like wild content that's fun to watch, and not, oh, this is a serious item that can be used to save life and take life. And I should see it that way.
One other thing that I really disagree with Lucas on, he mentioned in the video that he wanted to give props to a company. He was like, this is a company that's doing a great job. And that was GBRS Group.
There is a brand that we have talked about and agreed that this brand actually has done a very good job of remaining consistent and remaining classy. And believe it or not, that brand is GBRS.
And I'll just remind you guys a little bit about GBRS Group. They kicked out one of their founders, Slade, and called the cops on him. Well, they threw his stuff out in the dumpster. Slade, if you don't know him, he started another company called SC Irregulars. Nice guy. I've DM'd with him a little bit. From that situation, it sounded just like very messed up how they handled it. Called the cops on their own employee. Said they had a gun and he was trying to get in the building when he was just trying to get his stuff. So that was kind of shitty, but the even more shitty thing that they did, which kind of came under fire recently, was they had an employee in the shipping department who had ordered an AR lower to their FFL, and they called the cops on that employee and accused him of stealing the AR lower when it hadn't even shown up or been delivered yet. So the lower was still being shipped and it was not even delivered to their FFL yet, and they accused the employee of stealing it, which is insane. They called the cops on him, falsely accused him of stealing, which is just wild, instead of just talking to him. There's body cam footage of the whole thing. If you want to check it out, look it up. They get the guy in cuffs, they search him, all this stuff, and then they realize, oh wait, the lower just got delivered. Whoops, oopsie, sorry for calling the cops on you. And then they still fired him. So in my eyes, that's a huge dick move on GBRS's part. The guy did nothing wrong. So the one brand that Lucas gives props to in his video about marketing is GBRS Group, and they do that kind of shit. To wrap it up, guys, I just want to say this. What you choose to watch is your decision. I would not have a YouTube channel if there weren't people that enjoyed my content. So I'm going to keep making content for you to enjoy if you're watching this video and you like my stuff. I have no place to tell people at all what they should and shouldn't consume on the internet. I'm never going to tell Lucas or anyone else who supports this content that there isn't a place for his content too. Do I disagree with almost everything that Lucas says? Well, yeah. I'm not going to stop this channel. I'm not going to stop 3D printing. I'm not going to stop having fun with guns. So I am so sorry. Also, one thing I saw on Twitter was Lucas kind of doubling down and saying homosexual stuff in videos, you know, it doesn't belong at all in gun YouTube. I don't know about you guys, but the homoerotic humor in the Fleshlight videos, it's just that, it's humor, and yeah, of course, it's a little homoerotic. Was there a lot of Jackass homoeroticism when we watched Jackass back in the day and I thought it was hilarious? Yeah, sure, there's tons of other stuff. Chris Pontius, he's got a wife and kids, he's got a family, he's a happy dude. Doesn't mean he's gay if he's prancing around in a fucking thong. It seems like there's a little bit of projection maybe coming from Lucas. He did make a post that said he's a proud heterosexual, and I give you many props, my guy. Congrats, you're a normal dude who's heterosexual. Do you want an award? Nothing wrong with sticking to your beliefs, nothing wrong with being very religious, which is totally fine. If you like my channel and you're really Christian, great. I was raised Christian. I have a belief system. I have no agenda to push it to you guys. I believe in treating people with respect, not hurting each other, and just in general, spreading positivity and love. So with all that said, we've gone on quite a bit. I will let you guys go, and thank you guys for watching another episode of PSR. And I know Lucas, in that one video with the fleshlights, I said, if you like this, hit my line. The offer still stands.
trip and fall and stick a suppressor up your buddy's butt.
Classy.